ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ? Okay. So last class ಅಲ್ಲಿ we were dealing with the fungi characteristics ಓದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ we have also come across the classification of the fungi, which is divided into Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes and Deuteromycetes. Now in this class we are going to study about the next kingdoms, which is nothing but kingdom Plantae and Animalia, along with the other organisms like virus, viroids, and then prions. So coming to the next kingdom, that is about kingdom Plantae. Okay, kingdom Plantae, it includes the plants. Basically, simply to say, the kingdom Plantae, it is going to include all sorts of plants which are eukaryotes, and they are the one which contains a chlorophyll. Okay, so plants are eukaryotic and they are the chlorophyll containing organisms. Okay, they have the presence of chlorophyll within them. Okay, and almost they are autotrophic. That too, they are photoautotropic. They use the sunlight to prepare their own food. Okay, but some plants are parasitic also. Okay, some plants are parasitic. Example, Cuscuta. Okay, and some are insectivorous. Example, bladderwort, picture plant, etc. Bladderwort, picture plant, Venus flytrap. Okay. So almost all the plants they can prepare their own food. That means they are photoautotropic in nature. But certain plants are heterotroph. They might be parasitic. Example is Cuscuta, or they might feed on other organisms. That is insectivorous plants. Example bladderwort, picture plant, and then the Venus flytrap. Okay. So these are the mode of nutrition. And coming to their cell wall, the plant cell wall is basically made up of cellulose. Okay, cell wall is basically made up of cellulose. Okay, sometimes they are also made up of other compositions also. Okay, and coming to their life cycle, the plant's life cycle, it is going to exhibit alteration in generations. That is, alteration of generations is being seen. Okay, plant life cycle exhibits alteration of generations. That means they are going to alter between diploid sporophytic stage, diploid sporophytic stage, and haploid gametophytic stage. ಓಕೆ, ಎರಡು ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಲೈಫ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯಿಡ್ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಫೈಟಿಕ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ 2N ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಯಿಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಫೈಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. ಎರಡು ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸು ಆಲ್ಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಟರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದರ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು, the plants are divided into algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Okay, these are the five subdivisions of the plants. So entire plant kingdom is divided into algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and then angiosperms. All these details you are going to study in the coming chapter of the plants. Okay, plants subdivisions ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತೀವಿ. ಎನಿಮಲ್ ಸಬ್ಡಿವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ತೀವಿ. So this is about the kingdom plantae general features. Okay, now the next kingdom is kingdom animalia. So the next kingdom that we are going to study under Whitaker's classification is kingdom Animalia. So this includes all sort of animals. Okay, animals are of course eukaryotic in nature. They are also eukaryotes. They are multicellular in nature. Many cells are present in the animals and they don't have a cell wall. Okay, they don't possess cell wall. Okay, ಈ animalsಗೆ cell wall ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ and their mode of nutrition is holozoic. Okay, their mode of nutrition is holozoic, that is ingestion of the food. Ingestion of the food. Ingestion of the food. These are the organisms which are going to consume the food. Okay. Of course, they are heterotrophs. They cannot prepare their own food. So directly or indirectly, they are going to depend on the plants. So indirectly or directly, they are going to depend on the plants. Depend on the plants or other animals for their food. Okay, our ಫುಡ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ದೇರ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೊಲೋಜಾಯಿಕ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ದ ಫುಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಜನ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್. Okay, they are going to store food in the form of glycogen or fat. Okay, glycogen or fat form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಫುಡ್ ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. Okay, and coming to their growth is restricted. They have a definite growth. Okay, they have a definite growth that is only to certain period, only to certain time. Okay, so ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ತನಕ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸು they are going to exhibit the sexual reproduction. These are the base characteristics of the animals. Animals are the eukaryotic multicellular organisms which don't have a cell wall and their mode of nutrition is holozoic, that is through the ingestion of the food, and directly or indirectly they are going to depend on the other organisms for their food. Being eukaryotic, they have a definite size, shape, they have a multi organ system and this food is been stored in the form of a glycogen or the fat. Okay, so these are the basic characteristics of the kingdom Animalia. So this completes the five kingdom classification, that is Whitaker's classification. Now let's talk about certain organisms which are not included under the Whitaker's classification, that is virus. Okay, coming to viruses, the viruses are considered to be as living as well as non-living. Okay, so viruses are considered to be as living as well as non-living. Okay, inside the host they are living. So living is inside the host. Okay, host body ಒಳಗಡೆ are living. Outside the host they are non-living. So outside the host they are considered to be as non-living. Okay, coming to viruses, they are non-cellular organisms. Viruses are non-cellular organisms. Okay, and they have the inert crystalline structure when they are outside the living cell. Okay, outside the living cell iddaga they are having an crystal like structure. That is why they are considered to be as an non-living. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೈರಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಲಿವಿಂಗ್, ಬಾಡಿ ಆಚೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ and these organisms are considered to be as non-cellular organisms. Okay, and viruses are called as obligate parasites. Okay, viruses are considered to be as obligate parasites. Okay, they are considered to be as an obligate parasite. Okay, coming to the discovery, who discovered virus, or what is the name of the virus? Okay, the virus meaning is venom or poisonous fluid. It is venom or the poisonous fluid. Venom or the poisonous fluid. Okay, next, the first scientist, it is Ivansky. Ivansky in the year 1892, he have discovered some microbes which is causing a mosaic disease on the tobacco. He have discovered some microbes causing tobacco mosaic disease. And these organisms are smaller than the bacteria. These organisms are smaller than the bacteria. Okay, bacteria ginta smaller organisms he have identified. Okay, which can pass through the bacterial filters. They can pass through the bacterial filters. Okay, so Ivansky and a scientist 1892 ಅಲ್ಲಿ he have observed ಕೆಲವು ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೊ ಮೊಸಾಯಿಕ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ನ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾಗಿಂತ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದಾನು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ he made. And the next observation was Bergenic. M.W. Bergenic. Okay, M.W. Bergenic and a scientist in the year 1898. 1898 ಅಲ್ಲಿ he have given a statement called Contagium vivum fluidum. Contagium vivum fluidum. Okay, Contagium vivum fluidum ಅನ್ನೋ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ infectious living fluid. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಚುಯಸ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಆ ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೊ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್, he have taken the extract of the infected plant of tobacco and it caused disease to the healthy plants also. Okay. ಸೊ ಈ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೊ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗ್ರೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ನ ಹೆಲ್ತಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹೆಲ್ತಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವೆನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕಂಟಾಜಿಮಮ್ ವಿವಮ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಈ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಈ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಚುಯಸ್ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. MW Bergenic, he have given a statement called Contagium vivum fluidum in the year 1898. Okay. And the next scientist is W.M. Stanley. Okay. In the year 1935, he have showed that the viruses can be crystallized. Virus can be crystallized ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Virus can be crystallized and these crystals contain, they are going to contain a protein. Okay. So W.M. Stanley in the year 1935, he have told that the virus can be crystallized. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ತರ ವೈರಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂಡ್ ಆ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರಿ. Now, coming to their structure. When you observe virus structure, so virus is basically made up of a genetic material and protein coat. It is basically made up of a genetic material and the protein coat. So viruses are basically made up of genetic material and then protein coat. This genetic material could be RNA or DNA. It could be RNA or DNA. It could be single stranded or double stranded. Okay. So RNA could be also single stranded or double stranded. DNA also could be single stranded or the double stranded. Genetic material is basically either RNA or DNA. ಎರಡು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಯ್ತಾ. So what is RNA? It is ribonucleic acid. DNA, it is deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay. Full forms ಬಂದು ribonucleic acid and deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, it's either RNA or the DNA is a genetic material. Okay, now how about the protein coat? Okay, the protein coat is called as an capsid. Okay, the protein coat is called as an capsid and this is made up of small units. This is made up of small units. Those small units are called as capsomeres. Those small units are called as capsomeres. Okay. So this capsid is going to protect the genetic material. It is going to protect the genetic material. Okay. And these capsomeres, they are going to arrange in helical manner or polyhedral geometric forms. ಓಕೆ. ಈ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೆಲಿಕಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ತರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಲಿಹೆಡ್ರಲ್ ಜಿಯೋಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಶೇಪ್ ತರಾನು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕೋಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸಿಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ genetic material and this capsid is made up of a very small tiny units called as an capsomeres. The capsomeres are arranged either in an helical manner or in an polyhedral geometric manner. Okay. Now In general, in general, the virus which infects plants, the virus which infects plants, they are going to have single stranded RNA as a genetic material, and the virus which infect animals, the virus which are going to infect the animals, they are going to have either single stranded or double stranded DNA as a genetic material. Okay, plants ನ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ವೈರಸಸ್ಗೆ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಎನ್ ಎ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ವೈರಸಸ್ಗೆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿ ಎನ್ ಎ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಡಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿ ಎನ್ ಎ ಆಗೋನು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಡಿ ಎನ್ ಎನು ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ ಎನ್ ಎನು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ದೇ ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಡಿ ಎನ್ ಎ ಆರ್ ಆರ್ ಎನ್ ಎ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್. Okay, for example, AIDS. AIDS is caused by retrovirus. Okay, AIDS is caused by the retrovirus, which is having an single stranded RNA as a genetic material. Right, and then next one is bacteriophage. Okay, what is this bacteriophages? They are the viruses which infect bacteria. Okay, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾನ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ವೈರಸಸ್ ನ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಫೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ವೈರಸಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ. T2, T4, lambda. Okay, so this is how the structure looks like. Okay, ಈ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದ್ರೊಳಗಡೆ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೆಡ್ ರೀಜಿಯನ್. Okay, this is a collar region, and surrounding to it you have one sheath. Okay, and these are the tail fibers. Okay, so ಈ ತರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So this is a bacteriophage. Bacteriophage are the organisms which are, they are the viruses which are going to infect the bacteria. Example T2, T4, lambda phages ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. Okay, next is viroids. Okay, these are the organisms which contain infectious genetic material. Infectious genetic material. Okay, that too it is RNA. Okay, and these are smaller than virus. And they don't have a protein coat. They don't have the protein coat. Okay, and they were discovered by T.O. Danier in the year 1971. Example PSTD, that is potato spindle tuber disease. Okay, and this RNA is also of low molecular weight. The RNA is also of low molecular weight, and mostly they are going to infect the plants. they are going to infect the plants. Okay, viroids ಅನ್ನೋದು ವೈರಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇದಕ್ಕಿರೋದು ಬರೀ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಆರ್ ಎನ್ ಎನೇ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಆರ್ ಎನ್ ಎನೇ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕೋಟ್. ಈ ವೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕೋಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಚುಯಸ್ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎನ್ ಎ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವೇಟ್. Example is potato spindle tuber disease. Okay, next is prions. Okay, these are also smaller than viruses, which contains infectious protein coat. They are going to contain infectious protein coat. Okay, and they don't have a genetic material. They don't have the genetic material. Genetic material ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. And they are going to mostly infect animals. Animals ನ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕೌ ಡಿಸೀಸ್. Mad cow disease in the cattle and Jacob, that is CR Jacob disease in humans. Okay, prions are the organisms which are also smaller than the virus and they are going to contain only the infectious protein coat. They don't have a genetic material. ಈ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಕೋಟನೇ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್. ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕೌ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ CR Jacob disease. Okay, and last but not least, about lichens or the lichens. Okay, so lichens are considered to be as the symbiotic association between algae and fungi. Okay, algal component is called as phycobiont and fungal component is called as mycobiont. Okay, so it is an association between algae and the fungi. Algal part is called as an phycobiont and fungal part is called as an mycobiont. Okay, so phycobiont is considered to be as autotrophic, whereas fungal biont is considered to be as heterotrophic. Okay, so what does this do? The algae, it is going to prepare the food. It is going to prepare the food for the fungi. And fungus is going to provide the shelter. It is going to provide the shelter and it is going to absorb the minerals. It is going to absorb the minerals and water. Okay, lichens ಅನ್ನೋದು it is an association between algae and fungi. ಆಲ್ಗಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನ ಫೈಕೋಬಯೋಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇದು ಫುಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಫಂಗಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನ ಮೈಕೋಬಯೋಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಈ ಮೈಕೋಬಯೋಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ದ ಶೆಲ್ಟರ್ನ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಮಿನರಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟೆಡ್. ಎರಡು ಪಾರ್ಟು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್, ಸಿಂಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, and they are considered to be as a very good pollution indicators. So lichens are considered to be as a very good pollution indicators. Andre, they do not grow in the pollution. They don't grow in the pollution. Lichens ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ pollution ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? They don't grow in the polluted areas. Pollution ಇರೋ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ lichens ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. And they are of three types. It is crustose, foliose, and fructose. Okay, ಮೂರು ತರ. Lichens are of three types. So they are crustose, foliose, and then fructose type. So this is about the organisms which are not included under the Whitaker's classification. Let's check out the NCERT part of it. So this completes the second chapter. So biological classification ಅನ್ನೋದು complete ಆಯ್ತು. Maybe in the next class we are going to start with the next chapter, that is about the plant kingdom, or we are going to start with the cell, the unit of life. Any one chapter that we are going to start. So let's check out this NCERT part of it. So coming to kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae, it includes all eukaryotic chlorophyll containing organisms which are commonly called as plants. A few members are partially heterotrophic such as insectivorous. That means or example you can give a bladderwort, Venus flytrap and picture plant. And parasitic example you can give Cuscuta. The plant cells have an eukaryotic structure with a very prominent chloroplast, and the cell wall basically made up of cellulose. Okay. Life cycle of plants have two distinct phases, that is a diploid sporophytic and a haploid gametophytic stage. They are going to alter with each other. The length or the duration of these periods, it is going to change in all the groups. So it is going to exhibit a phenomenon called as alteration in generations. So they are divided into algae, bryophytes, pseudophytes, gymnosperms, and then angiosperms. Next, Animalia. The kingdom is characterized by heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms which are multicellular and they don't have a cell wall. Directly or indirectly, they are going to depend on the plants for their food. They digest their food in an internal cavity and stores the food in the form of a glycogen or fat. The mode of nutrition is holozoic, that is by the ingestion of the food. They follow a definite growth patterns and grow into adults that have a definite size and shape. Higher forms show and sensory and neuromotor mechanisms. And sexual reproduction in humans is by the coitus or the intercourse between a male and then female, followed by the development of the embryo. Okay. Next, virus, viroids, prions, and lichens. Okay. Coming to viruses, the viruses are non-cellular organisms that are characterized by having an inert crystalline structure which is outside the living cell. Okay. Once they infect a cell, they take over the machinery of the host cell to replicate themselves or killing the host. Okay. Viruses meaning is venom or poisonous fluid. The first scientist, Dmitry Ivansky, in the year 1892, he recognized certain microbes as a casual organism of a mosaic disease of tobacco. They were found to be smaller than the bacteria because they passed through the bacterial proof filters. Next scientist, M.W. Bergenic, in the year 1898, demonstrated that the extract of the infected plants of tobacco could cause the infection in unhealthy plants and named a new pathogen called virus, the fluid as Contagium vivum fluidum. Next scientist, W.M. Stanley, in the year 1935, showed that the virus could be crystallized and the crystals contain large amount of proteins. and they are inert outside the specific host cell, and the viruses are obligate parasites. In addition to proteins, virus also contain a genetic material that could be either DNA or RNA. No virus contain both DNA and RNA. Either RNA or DNA ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಎರಡು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. The virus is a nucleoprotein, so it is basically a nucleoprotein, and the genetic material is infectious. In general, viruses that infect the plants have a single stranded RNA, and the viruses that infect animals have the single or double stranded RNA or double stranded DNA as a genetic material. Bacterial viruses or bacteriophages, that means the virus which infect the bacteria, are usually having a double stranded DNA as a genetic material. Underline it. The protein coat is called as an capsid, which is made up of a small units called capsomeres, which protects the nucleic acid. The capsomeres are either arranged in a helical or polyhedral geometric forms. Viruses cause diseases like mumps, smallpox, herpes, influenza, AIDS in humans, and in case of plants, they are going to produce a mosaic formation, leaf rolling, curling, yellowing, and vein clearing, stunted growth, dwarfing. All these are the symptoms of the plant infections. Next, viroids. In 1971, T.O. Danier discovered a new infectious agent that is smaller than the viruses and caused a potato spindle tuber disease. It was found to be having free RNA without protein coat, and he named it as an viroid. The RNA of this is of low molecular weight. Prions. In modern medicine, certain infectious neurological diseases were found to be transmitted by an agent consisting of abnormally folded protein. This was smaller than the virus. The agents are called as prions. The most noticeable disease caused by the prions are bovine spongiform encephalopathy (BSV), commonly called mad cow disease in the cattle, and CR Jacob disease in the humans. Coming to lichens. Lichens are symbiotic associations, that is mutually useful associations between algae and fungi. The algal component is phycobiont and the fungal component is mycobiont, which are autotrophic and heterotrophic. Algae prepares the food for the fungi, and fungi provide shelter and absorb mineral nutrients and water for its partner. So close of their association, if one saw a lichen in nature, one could never imagine they had two distinct organisms. Lichens are very good pollution indicators which do not grow in the polluted areas. So these are the organisms which don't grow in the polluted areas. So they are considered to be as an pollution indicators. Okay, and there are three different structures which are nothing but crustose, follicose and fruticose. And the earth crust ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, leaf ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ different fruit shapes ಅಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So this is about the lichens or lichens. So this completes the second chapter. And in the tomorrow's class, we are going to start with the third chapter, that is either plant kingdom or the cell, the basic unit of life. I think cell, the basic unit of life, you could have knowledge in your 10th. 10th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆದರೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So based on that knowledge, it will be easy for you to understand, and in depth we are going to study about different cell organelles which are involved in the cell. Okay, so this is about today's topic. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಟಾಪಿಕ್? ಯಾ, ಸೊ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾಳೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಈ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೆಟ್ರೋಟ್ರಾಪಿಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ, ಆರ್ಕಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ, ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಡಯಾಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಲ್ಗಲ್ ಬ್ಲೂಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ರೆಡ್ ಟೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ವೈರಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ವೈರಸ್ಗೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಪ್ರೋಟೋಸೋವನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನು. ಈ ಲಾಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಏನಾದರೂ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಫೈಕೋಬಯಾಂಟ್, ಮೈಕೋಬಯಾಂಟ್ ಏನು, ಅದ್ರ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸು, ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಲಿಚನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ವೈರೋಯಿಚ್, ಪ್ರಯೋನ್ಸ್, ಲಿಚನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಈ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, ಎನಿ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. Sometimes this is a diagram. So if you observe the diagram here, ಇದು ಟೊಬ್ಯಾಕೊ ಮೊಸಾಯಿಕ್ ವೈರಸ್. So this is TMV virus. Okay. It is going to have a capsid. This is a capsid. It is a protein coat. ಈ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ತರ ಇರೋದು ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್, ಅದು RNA. ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಈ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಫೇಜ್ದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಇರತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಲರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಇರತ್ತೆ, ಟೈಲ್ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್, ಟೈಲ್, ಪ್ಲೇಟ್, ಶೀಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಫೇಜ್. ಇದೆರಡು ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಇದನ್ನು 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆನೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಫೇಜ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಯಾ. ಸೊ ಟುಮಾರೋ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. ರೈಟ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ರಾ? ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್. ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗಿರಿ. ಸರ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. 45 ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ. ನಾನು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಪೇಪರ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ತಪ್ಪಾಯಿತು, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನ ಡೇಟ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಮೀನ್ ವೈಲ್ ನೀವು ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.